see I'm in a Cybertruck here, and if you will notice, if you look around real closely, if you've seen my Cybertruck on the channel, you know I have my Cyber Beast, which is quite recognizable, mind you, which I absolutely love. But as you'll notice, I'm in a all-wheel drive version today, and that's because my Cybertruck is in Tesla maintenance to get a couple of service bulletins done. And oh, by the way, if you're unaware, there are a couple of service bulletins that you should have done on your vehicle, one of which is actually mandatory, having to do with the shaft bolts, which if you bring your truck in for service, they're going to have to do this because it's on your wheels. And you know, I'll get more into that later. The other one is dealing with the doors. That's the reason my truck is in for service right now, because I'm having the sound deadening material put in the doors. If you have not seen the service bulletin for the Cybertruck, I highly recommend looking that up and taking a look at it. I'll do a little bit deeper dives later if you guys want me to. But that's not the reason why I'm actually doing this video. And the reason why I do these live is because I want to give you guys my unfiltered comments and views on certain things. I'm not going to go back and edit this later. I'm not going to edit out what I said. So what you get is what you get. So take it as is. Any case, so I'm here in the Cybertruck all-wheel drive that Tesla has given me. It has about 10,000 miles on it. It's about VIN number 40,000, 41,000, somewhere in that neighborhood. Well, after driving it for a while, there are some significant differences that I have noted between this vehicle and the one that I drive. And I got to tell you, after having the vehicle now for a couple of years, I have actually come to appreciate my Beast, and I've modified it quite a bit. If you guys are fans of the channel, you've watched me modify this thing several times over the last year or so, and you'll notice I've put on a lot of different accessories, some worth it, some not so much so. But after getting in this vehicle, it has made me appreciate some of the things that we've done to the Beast, and it's also highlighted some significant differences between the all-wheel drive and the Cyber Beast. And that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to try to keep this short as I can for you guys. I know it's some folks are going to find this quite interesting, but most notably, first of all, sitting in the all-wheel drive, the biggest difference between the all-wheel drive, and I'll just show you here real fast. For those that don't have a Cyber Beast, you probably don't even notice this, but you'll see the lovely dashboard up here on the all-wheel drive version. And it's basically a rubber, carbon fiber-ish type of material. I've never really cared for it that much because it's pretty solid, and it's actually different from the original material that came in the original Foundation Series trucks. That was more of a carbon fiber material. This is more of a, I want to say, a plastic, rubbery type of material that you could probably stick something to. Well, the biggest difference between that and what's in the Beast is the Alcantara dash, okay? The Beast has the Alcantara dash, and you can put things up there, and you know what? They don't slide. They just don't slide around. So that's one of the underrated things about having the Beast that a lot of people don't even realize, opposed to having the all-wheel drive version. It is definitely that Alcantara dash. The number two thing, and this one is going to, and this is not even the stuff I hate. This is just the difference. I'll get to the stuff I'm hating in just 1 minute, okay? The number two thing that is huge, and a lot of people don't even realize this, even the Beast owners don't even realize this. Because the Beast has 3 motors opposed to the all-wheel drive 2 motors, you get what's known as torque vectoring, okay? And it's okay, what in the world is torque vectoring? I don't even know what that is. Essentially what it means is that the vehicle can apply different amounts of power to different wheels. Well, when you have an all-wheel drive, you have 1 motor in the front and 1 motor in the back, and that's all you got. And it applies power to its respective front wheels or back wheels. Well, in the Beast, you have 3 motors. You got 1 in the front, 2 in the back, which means the 2 in the back can apply slightly different power to each wheel. Now, this doesn't seem like a lot, except for when, number one, you go off-road, you're going to really notice this because of the differential stuff that you have. But more importantly, what I have noticed in this all-wheel drive vehicle as I'm driving down the highway is that the Beast is a little bit more responsive. And you're not going to notice it unless you drive a Beast a lot. And then you come back to an all-wheel drive and you notice it's like the steering is a lot tighter, even when you have it in the mode to have tighter steering. The Beast has a little bit more responsive steering. It's easy to over control, so it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. You have a lot more control over the vehicle with the Beast, but at the same time you could probably over control it as well, so be careful with that. So they do drive differently. A lot of people think they drive exactly the same. No. They do drive differently, and so when you're in the snow and the ice and that sort of thing, it could actually make a slight difference. All right, so the things that I'm hating here, okay? I'm having an interesting time in this vehicle. You know, I've done a lot of mods. And some, like I said, some are worth it, some are not. But let me show you something. Here's the deal. The number one thing I am hating is something that the all-wheel drive folks can correct in a heartbeat. And that's this thing right up here. See this? This thing right here. This vanity mirror. The vanity mirror does not belong there. It serves no purpose. It does nothing but obstruct your view looking that way. It just does nothing but obstruct your view. Serves no purpose whatsoever because, well, you can't see out of it. There's nothing to see. It's all black. It serves no purpose aside from just making yourself feel good and looking in the mirror. So that's number one. You can remove this mirror, okay? There's no problem in removing it. It's actually really easy to remove and you can see a lot better. The moment I got in the vehicle and I looked that way, I was like, what's this big black thing hanging in my way? I can't see. Yeah, it's a problem. I have some videos on how to remove that. You basically just twist it off. It's real easy, disconnect some stuff, and it actually has a little tab you can push back up in there so it blocks the hole. Very easy. If you have a Cybertruck, just delete it, okay? You'll be a much happier person. So that's the number one thing. The number two thing, in no particular order, mind you, unless you have actually driven it, and I highly recommend going driving a Model S or a Model X to really understand what I'm talking about. This screen right here does not move. I almost ripped it off its darn hinges when I got in the vehicle because I forgot I was not in my truck and I have a screen swivel on this screen, okay? And that screen not swiveling is killing me. It is absolutely killing me at the moment because I have to lean over and look over here to see everything. This is not natural. It should not be like this, okay? I put the screen swivel in my truck for a very good reason. It's so I can see the screen. This is hard. I'm not gonna lie. This is hard. I don't like this, okay? I'm not good, all right? I'm not good. I need my screen swivel. If y'all don't have it, get it. The number three thing, yeah. And I'll give you a couple other, a bonus one here in a minute. But the number three thing, and it's weird because this one kind of goes both ways. Squircle. And if y'all are Cybertruck fans, and if you've not heard the term, this is called a squircle. We don't call it a steering wheel. We call it a squircle because it's a wheel, I guess, but it's not round. It's square, circle, hence the term squircle, if you never knew. Squircle's okay. Don't get me wrong. It feels different in my hands, but if you guys ever look at my videos, I've never done a video on this, and there's a reason why I've never done a video on this. But I have a yoke in my vehicle. Let me see if I can straighten this thing up real fast. Let's see if we can do that. All right, there we go. This squircle blocks all of this view. All right, whereas if you're shorter, you really have problems. But all of this, it's not needed. This is all you need. In most cases, when you're driving like this. Well, guess what? This bar is not really here. Squircle, totally not needed. And when I have my yoke in my vehicle, it actually works really, really, really well. And I cannot say enough about it. So the yoke is bothering me. This screen is really bothering me. I hate it. Please turn. Please turn. I can't do it. Okay. All right. So that's what's on the interior. So those are the three big ones. But I'm going to give you a bonus one here in just a moment, because this is actually available to you when you order the truck. And a lot of people ask me questions about it. It's one of the videos that constantly gets a lot of hits because a lot of people have questions about this all the time. And that's the terrestrial armor package. Now, if you don't have a Cybertruck right now and you're considering getting it, or if you have a Cybertruck and you're still thinking about getting the terrestrial armor package, but you don't know if you should get it or not, because let's face it, if you get the truck brand new, it's $3,000. If you already have it, it's like $3,500 after you bring it home. It's $3,500 to have it installed. I have it on my Beast. Okay. Do I regret putting it on there? Because I take my truck off road a little bit, but not much. 95% of the time, I'm on road. So what do I need a terrestrial armor package for? Gee, I wonder. Well, I'm in Atlanta, and I drive all over the place. Well, there are road hazards all over the place. And these rocker panels that are on the Cybertruck are made of a plastic that is very soft. In fact, you can take your fingernail and put into that rocker panel, and you will scratch and or put a dent in it, which is kind of, counterintuitive given the fact you're driving around in a 7,000 pound steel monstrosity that can stop bullets, but you can put your fingernail into the plastic. Really? Yeah, no, that's not a good look. So what happens is that you drive down the road, and if anything hits that plastic, it's going to look horrible. And I think those rocker panels are about $300 something to replace each, something in that neighborhood. That's just for the parts. Okay, it's some north of $300 for each rocker panels. We're not talking about the battery pack yet, because the battery pack gets an extra layer of protection if you have the terrestrial armor pack as well. Now, here's something that I think a few of the viewers could probably sympathize with as I get out the truck here. Remember, I picked this one up from Tesla, so they already know about this. Let's see. You can see the truck here. This one does not have a terrestrial armor pack. But as we come around and we look down, check this out. And I know there's been a few guys that have ripped this thing off a few times, okay? If you try to go off-road at all, or if you go over a really low driveway, you stand a chance of hitting this one. I don't even see the one up there. That must have been flat. But if you go to the back here, this thing right here is just hanging down. I mean, they've already ripped it. And this thing only has 10,000 miles on it, guys. The terrestrial armor pack takes care of that, because this whole piece now becomes steel, and this kind of goes away. You don't have to worry about this. You don't get to use your mud flaps anymore if you put in the armor pack, as I've put in another video. If you've not checked out that video, please go check it out. If it's on the channel, if you're considering getting a terrestrial armor pack. I did a whole thing on it. But it prevents stuff like this, okay? This is what it's meant to stop. The steel goes here, but more importantly than anything else, and maybe I can show you guys on camera here, since I have my phone, doesn't matter in the camera, you can see that lovely aluminum battery pack. The terrestrial armor pack has another aluminum shell that goes underneath it to protect it. So I say all of this to say that the terrestrial armor pack is actually worth having, because it will actually protect your rocker panels in your battery pack when you're rolling down the highway. Like I said, I'm in Atlanta. We have all kinds of things on the highway. You're liable to find a suitcase in the middle of the highway, all sorts of things. It's craziness, truth be told. I would highly recommend, if you can afford it, get the terrestrial armor pack. It weighs about an extra 185 pounds, so it really doesn't impact your range at all. the range impact is negligible. So I would highly recommend doing that. Nope, don't need a gas truck. No. Gas truck is not needed because yeah, the Cybertruck is actually a really great vehicle. It's a wonderful vehicle, but there are ways to make it better. On the channel, we do a lot of stuff. Hey Jacob, how you doing? Some of the messages disappear so fast, it's hard for me to see. But I try to do the live stuff a little bit more. I'm doing well. I try to do the live stuff a little bit more so that I can interact with you guys a little bit more, because I realize a lot of people have questions, and I try to answer a lot of those questions in the videos that I do when I film the accessories and all that. And so I try to help save you guys some amount of pain if I can. Doesn't always work, but you know, I definitely do try. In terms of a gas truck, really, yeah, not doing that. Been down that road, bought the t-shirt, and unless I am literally hauling like 9,000 pounds on a routine basis, and I do mean routine basis, it ain't happening. That's the only weak point to a Cybertruck. If it has any weak points, it's the towing range, where you can only tow for about 100 miles if you're towing about 11,000 pounds. That's the only true weak point to all of that. Other than that, no reason to get a gas truck. I mean, it tows like a dream, truth be told. I've towed several times with my truck. But yeah, that's what I want to relay to you guys. There's a lot of things that can be improved in here. That's why I encourage you guys to follow the channel, make comments on the videos, let me know what you want to see, because that really dictates what I do. I'm here to serve you guys. But a couple of things, like I said, that screen swivel, yeah, it's a big deal. Don't underestimate it. And I encourage it not just for the Cybertruck, I encourage it for the Model 3 and the Model Y. I have it in there as well. It's phenomenal, and it saves you from looking weird at the screen. It's nice. And let's see if I can put it in perspective here. Everybody wants to see their screen like this. They want to look straight at it. But we sit over here like this. Why? Why, folks? That's all that I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Why? So, yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about this. Ask questions away. I will try to answer them. And like I said, don't forget, delete this right here. Garbage can. Yeah. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Peace.